Hello, people. Of course, a lot of you were over on our live review just a couple minutes ago. Appreciate that. But we're going to do another bracket from our Rye Bracket Battle, the Patreon only. You guys got to enter your votes. So these are the four official in the bracket. Let me turn them so they're kind of facing the camera better here. Of course, we got Russell's Single Barrel, Wild Turkey product there. We got Pursuit United, of course, source product, but I think Pursuit's doing some really cool stuff there. Willet, and then the New Riff 6-year malted rye. Those are the four official. And then, of course, as we have been doing on Friday nights with these brackets, we're going to throw in Wild Turkey 101 rye, which might be the greatest budget rye of all time. I don't know. We'll see how it fares, though, against these the big boys, because I think the cheapest bottle on the table, I'm trying to think, it's probably the Pursuit. It's like $45.50, I feel like. So either way, double the price of this Wild Turkey 101. So let's go ahead and get them poured, get them in the glass here, and see how we do. Of course, Wild Turkey is just for fun. But we'll see how. Well, no, I want. So Russell's Single Barrel will be going in glass A. So A for, I don't know, awesome, I guess, whatever the case. And hopefully on this round, I don't lose track of, what whiskeys win in what glasses and all that nonsense. I'm going to do the Pursuit in glass B. I really got to get a marker and redo my letters. The washing of the glasses has about worn the letters off. And again, everybody that's here, I appreciate you hanging out on an early stream. I wanted to kind of get some of these done midweek because otherwise this thing's going to drag out forever. So, yeah, I thought, why not do one after our live review that I've been doing on Wednesdays. And, of course, this will be a shorter live. Actually, I need a little more in there than that. This will be a shorter live because I don't want to cut into Bourbon Notes time. They'll be live at 7 Eastern, that is 6 Central. So I don't want to cut into them. So that was glass C, by the way. I don't think I announced that one. Willet in glass C. And that's interesting. This one had some pressure in it. It's weird. I've never had a cork get pushed out by pressure from inside the bottle. Wine does that, but whiskey usually does not. Anyway, the New Riff going in glass D. I probably should have showed the D before I poured it. Also, maybe what she said. I don't know how. Anyway, you guys figure that out. And then lastly, we got Wild Turkey 101 going into glass E there. Yeah, glass E. The 101. So I know it is early. But if you are drinking something, please let us know that. If you got anything poured, I know it only is 6:23 or 25, I guess, Eastern. So if you're in some other time zone, then it's even earlier than that. Unless you're across the pond, then I suppose not. Anyway, let's mix these things up here while I read some chat. Let me roll up to the top here. We got Sugar Kitty. What am I supposed to be watching here? I don't know. Anyway, I'll check that out later, Sugar Kitty, but I don't know what that is. But appreciate it. If that's the live review, then yeah, please do go watch the live review we did on Still Austin Red Corn Bourbon there. That was a pretty cool bottle, I would say. Also, cheers to you, Brian, again. I appreciate you hanging out, as well as Peter White, Whiskey Wars. That'd be very nice. Tater Dom back in the house. Will it is dilly. Yeah, probably so. We'll see what happens here. I think these are sufficiently mixed up. I'll do a couple more spin arounds here just for fun. Move them all about here. Eric Isaacson also in the house. John Matlick. Am I saying? I guess I'm saying Matlick. Yeah, okay. Cheers to you. Appreciate you hanging out. I believe first time in chat, possibly. Maybe you let me know, John. If I've seen you before and I forgot, then that's not really surprising. My memory is pretty terrible. Don't show the D. Yeah, not on camera anyway. Got here just in time to see that D. Fantastic. What's up, Bauer? Cheers, buddy. But it's always the D. Yeah. Hoping to get the 6-year New Riff malted rye one of these days. Yeah, it's a good one, man. Pepsi Zero. There you go. That's something. Frankenscanner to go with Franken. I'm not sure. Is that a beer? Maybe. Oh, sure. Can you inform us? Bobby in the house. What is up, brother? Cheers, buddy. Good to see you, Bobby. That's just a link to. Oh, okay. I got you. Fair enough. Yes. And then everybody, Sean bringing the D out early. Indeed. What's up, Jay? It's good to see you, man. A lot of Patreons in chat. Good to see that. Possibly the second time. Okay, at least so we're both not sure about it. So that's fine. All right, so let's get into this blind here. And again, thank you everybody for hanging out and much appreciated. And all you Patreons, you guys are awesome. You're the real support. You're the real MVP, as Kevin Durant would say. Oh, okay. Bavarian Weiss beer made by the same company as Spaten. Okay, very cool, man. Yeah, sounds good with dinner. In any case, folks, yeah, let's get into this blind and see how it goes. I'm curious to see how all of them place, but especially, our budget bottle there that we're just throwing in for fun. See how the 1-1 places against all these basically $50+ ryes. Nose on glass 1 is light. It's good. Nice kind of candy sweetness. I get fruit striped gum a lot on some ryes. So I kind of have an idea what this is. Kind of like a minty fruit striped gum. Which is not a bad thing, in my opinion. Not heavy mint, but yeah. Anyway, cheers to you folks. Okay. Not bad. A little on the thin side. Yeah, good notes though. Nice kind of just general sweetness, kind of a candy sweetness up front. Kind of very fruit striped gum. Hint of mint in there, but not overwhelming. I'm not huge on mint in rye or bourbon or anything. Really, even in food, I'm just not a big. I don't hate it, but mint's not really my favorite flavor note. There's slight mintiness, nice pepperiness, which I appreciate in a rye. Kind of mid palate there. Yeah, not a ton going on there, but the flavors that are there are nice. Let's get a palate cleanse here and keep moving along. Yeah, and I would say so, sure, Kitty. Yeah, wheat beer's a good summer thing. I would think so. Bobby, since I got you here, man, I haven't forgotten about what we talked about the bottle of Corbin Cash. I just had a lot going on and a lot of finance things happening. So, but the whiskey count is slowly building back up. So here in the next couple of weeks, once I get all my bottles and samples out that I need to send out, then I'll be talking to you about maybe making that happen, hopefully, if you're still up for it. So cheers, buddy, and cheers all you. Glass 2. Ooh, okay. This is very mint. A lot of mint on the nose. There's a slight pepperiness, like a white pepper on the nose. It's not real strong. There's also a little bit of anise note going on, maybe clove. Yeah, I gotta say, of the 2 noses so far, I prefer glass 1. This one is more of the notes that I don't necessarily care for. Jigs, what's up, man? Cheers, buddy. It's pretty mint forward on the palate as well. It's a nice sweet mint. It's more of a spearmint than a peppermint. On the finish, it's more of a peppermint, though. It's pretty peppery and mint. There's a lot of mint in that, whatever that is. A lot of mint. Can't say I'm loving that. It's okay. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, brother. And I hope you and yours are doing well there, Bobby. I'm sorry I missed you Monday, man. It's been I just barely squeezed this in today, but too much work here lately. But not so much that I'm working more, although in some instances I am, but more just like work is wearing me out more. So. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is a little bit of a clove. Yeah, a little bit of a clove note. Yeah, it's now that you mention that, it's a little bit like that. Sure, Kitty. Honestly, there's a little bit of that kind of note in there. I'm not loving it because and it also has that kind of tingliness when your mouth is numb. So yeah, it's a little bit like going to the dentist there, glass 2, which is probably not the best memory. Probably not what you want to think about when you're drinking whiskey. Unless you're into that, hey, whatever does it for you, I suppose. This is a much nicer nose, whatever this is. Liking that. More bourbon-esque, although you can definitely tell it's a rye. The notes in this are just much sweeter, more caramel, candy sweet. There's almost like a hint of strawberry in this, maybe. Some red fruits for sure. Yeah, this is a really pretty nose. I will say, if you smelled this on a woman, wouldn't be the worst thing. Yeah, it's very perfumey. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this thing. That's good. That's just a good rye. Solid. Hints of mint in there, but very light. No anise or clove or licorice at all in that. Just really nice general sweetness up front. There's a little bit of kind of like the cooling effect of mint mid palate. Nice caramel pop, kind of mid palate as well. That's kind of pairing with that kind of cooling effect, which is kind of an interesting combination of things. So you get kind of this silkiness of the caramel with that kind of mint cooling effect. And then there's a slight peppery note, a little cinnamon going on. And then that kind of, I would say it's more like a raspberry. It's not quite as sweet as a strawberry on the palate. But yeah, the kind of red fruits happening. I will say the finish is good, but kind of short. It kind of disappears, pretty quickly. The other two had actually longer finishes, even though this was kind of simple. The finish was nicer as far as lengthwise. I don't know if the actual notes were nicer, but it was a longer finish. And this one too. Actually, this glass actually had a fairly long finish. Just I didn't enjoy it. So, yeah. I feel the too much work pain. Of course, I'm at work. As we say, I hear you, man. I don't want my ride to be a little shop of force. Yeah, for sure. Definitely glad I changed the profile. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we have a proper cat picture again. Menthol instead of mint is supposed to be the cooling one. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah, so more of a menthol. Yeah, cause, I mean, there's hints of an actual mint note in this, and I would say more of a spearmint, but it's not like it's so balanced that it makes for a really nice experience. I think that's the nicest experience so far of the 3 we've tasted. See about glass 4 here. Well, this is even more bourbon notes on the nose anyway. I think what would this be? I always try and guess what I'm drinking. I probably shouldn't do that, but very bourbon-esque on the nose. Very sweet. There's almost like a brown sugar, just lots of sugar notes, caramels, burnt sugars, molasses, lots of those kind of things happening on the nose. This would almost fool you as not being a rye on the nose. Like if you were doing a blind battle and you were trying to guess if this is a rye or not on the nose, I would say this one would probably fool you. There's hints of rye notes on the nose. There's just a very slight mint, no licorice or any kind of true rye notes coming through. Yeah, this is could almost pass as like a high rye bourbon. I would say that your average Four Roses profile is more rye forward than this is. Interesting. Anyway, here we go. I just got K-Luke Rye, and awesome, man. Speaking of rye, would like to try Corbin. Yeah, man, Corbin Cash is Jigs. There's a bunch of stuff I need to send out, and I need to send you some stuff, man. I've just been, well, if I'm honest, it's not that I don't have like no time. It's not like I'm working 24/7. It's just that like when I'm home, I'm just beat. And I don't think about the fact that I should be packaging up samples. I have a lot of samples I need to get packaged up, and it's not my favorite thing to do. So usually I just kind of veg out when I get home because I'm just worn out. This heat, I don't do well in the heat, and we've been in it way too much here recently. But yeah, we need to get you some. But I would love to hear about what you think about the K-Luke as well as your JD Rye. Because mine was good, but it just was nowhere near the level of greatness that the special release was. I mean, the special release, though, at least the one sample I have, was like next level, one of the best ryes I've ever had, if not the best rye I've ever had. So I'm curious about your bottle because I'm sure most of you saw Junkies. They reviewed three different bottles. And one of them was just kind of okay. The other was good. And then the other was great. Well, at least according to Dan. And Sean was kind of more torn, saying that he liked two of them quite well. But which is, I mean, you expect that in single barrels, quite a bit of variance. But apparently I didn't get a great one. So would love to see what yours is like. Also, cheers to you, Scott. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Jigs, in my humble opinion, there is no better rye. Bobby's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, especially like 1917. I don't know how anybody could dislike that rye. I think that the Master Distillers has some really unique notes that I don't know if everyone loves. Well, I know there's a couple of people that don't love it because I've given it to them. I really enjoy it because of its uniqueness, but it is very different. I like that. I'm always looking for unique profiles, like new, different profiles. But I can see how it wouldn't appeal to everybody. But 1917, I think it's unique, which is cool, but it's not so different that it would put somebody off. I think if you gave 1917 to anybody that's a fan of rye whiskey or just bourbon, they're going to love it because it's just an incredibly just huge flavor punch, just a monster of a rye. It kills everything I've ever had. Like that and the special release from Jack Daniels are like the two, like that's the top of the mountain for ryes for me. In my mind, there's not really anything close to those ryes. They're really special. So yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what, Jig? So, well, I won't discuss it on air because it's a little bit, just some stuff happened amongst whiskey tubers. But me and Ben still need to do that. So we have it, but me and Ben still need to do our samples. Yeah, we have them. We haven't forgot. We just, it's been a scheduling issue. But yeah, so we're still going to do them. So we haven't forgotten. It's just getting time together because he was gone this weekend. Anyway, so we're gonna do them though, and looking forward to it actually. But yeah, I'll shoot you a message on Patreon as to why it wasn't done sooner. But anyway, it'll be done. John Matlock saying, yes, I hunt the unique at 64 years old later this month. I tried the classics long ago. Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, that's one of the downsides to being a whiskey tuber is that you kind of get burnt out on kind of the middle of the road profiles. And not that there's a lot of bottles that are exactly the same, but there's probably a pretty big majority of bourbons that are similar enough that they kind of get boring, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And same with Ryes, especially in the rye category. That's true because so much of it is sourced from MGP that it kind of becomes samey. So I'm always looking for unique profiles of ryes. I'm always excited when I hear a distillery that's making their own rye instead of sourcing, because that means we have a new flavor profile on the market, hopefully. So that's always cool to see. So to see a small distillery like Corbin Cash, especially using just a different variety of rye altogether that's kind of unique to them, that's always a really cool thing. I mean, their Merced rye, that's kind of unique to California and specifically that area. So yeah, that's a really cool thing to have. So I hope we see more of that going forward, more distilleries trying to do their own thing and less sourcing. So we have more flavor profiles out there and just kind of uniqueness, whether that be good or bad. I mean, I've had some unique bad things too, but as long as it's different, that's what I'm always hoping for. Anyway, let's get back to our blind here. Well, this is I don't want to call it because I could be totally wrong. No, maybe not. I thought I found the Willet, but then after re-nosing, maybe not. Scott, cheers and people. All right, let's go in here. That's not my favorite. Whatever that is. Very mint. Maybe a hint of dill. I feel like that's the Willet. Maybe not. Either way, I'm not loving that. There's it's like mint, just a hint of dill. That's not a note I get a ton on Ryes, but it's maybe a little bit there. I could see if someone said that they picked up a dill note in that, I wouldn't disagree. A lot of pepperiness, but not like, it's almost like bitter. It's not like a sweet pepper note. It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't love that. Cheers, Sean, and everyone saw John and Top Dog in the house. Cheers, buddy. Good to see both of you. Yeah, so now let's get these things sorted and see how they place. I'm trying to remember what I loved. I feel like I like these two. This one I don't remember liking that much. This one was okay, and this one I didn't love either. So let me do a back and forth, and let me do a palate cleanse first here. Also, again, if you're drinking anything, please let us know. I am curious. I feel like 101 might do better than I thought it would initially, because there's a couple of these that I don't think are 101 that I'm not really loving today that I thought would do better. But anyway, let's for the record, I believe this is 101. I'm not going to show the bottom, obviously, because that will tell me if I'm right. But it's the least complex, and that usually means cheapest. That said, it's quite nice. It's also kind of thin, just comparatively, but it's still a very nice drinking rye. Yeah, it's good. Like there's no, I don't have anything to complain about it. It's not amazing, but it's good. It's a solid. Like if somebody gave me that, I would not be upset. There's no off notes to me. Let's see here. Now we'll go here. I didn't love this. I'm just back to backing these again, and I'll go here. Yeah, I don't think I like that as well as that. Even though this has a nicer mouthfeel, I don't like the notes in that very well. Just looking down at what I got here, trying to figure out what that is. I don't think that's the 101 because I feel like the mouthfeel does not taste like a $20 to $25 bottle. I don't think it's the new riff. I don't think it has the right profile to be Willet. So it's either the Pursuit or the Russells. How funny would that be if 101 beat Russells? It might happen. I think that might be the Russells. Because these two feel like they're from the same parents. They're just slightly different. Anyway, all right, let's get into this. I don't like it. I don't know if I like that better than the last thing I tried or not. It's a weird note. There's a little bit too much anise in this for me. I'm not big on the clove and the anise and kind of licorice notes in rye, and there's a little bit too much of that in this bottle. And it doesn't pair well with the mintiness. If I'm honest, there's a little bit of a stomach acid note in this that's kind of turned me off. It's kind of making me what's up, Shay? Not yet, but we can talk later. I have often picked 101 over Russells and blinds. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that I'm trying to remember when I did my turkey blind, I feel like 101 just barely lost to my Russells, but that was an exceptional Russells that was in that blind. That said, rare breed always beats Russells for me. So, yeah, I think a lot of Russell single barrels are kind of overrated. They always come across kind of forgettable, I guess, for the price point. But then there's also some exceptional ones, like the one that this guy right here got us. Got several of us here in Whiskey Tube, the Liquor by the Lake. If you were lucky enough to get that bottle, it was a good one. Let me tell you. Do I have some left? Yeah, I do. I have about a half bottle. Yeah. If I can finish this out before Ben and Greg hop on, I might pour a little of that. Anyway, back to this guy, though. Let me just do small sips of these two. I don't know which I like better. That's just, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of either of these. They both have, this one has, it doesn't have the stomach acid note that this has. That has a lot more mint, like way too much mint. There's way too much mint in that rye. Now, if you like that, if you really like a mint heavy rye, then this is your guy. There's a ton of mint in that. Yeah, I think the way I place that is that's where it's going to stay. So this is third, whatever this is. That's fourth, and that's fifth. Now let's figure out our winner here. Also, Shane, thank you for popping in, man. I appreciate you. Cheesy vomit taste. Not so much cheesy. It's just like, so this is if you've ever brushed your teeth in the morning, and you get just a little too far back there, and you just get a little bit of just a little bit of that, it's a little bit of that, just a little bit of that, like, okay, just got a little too aggressive with brushing my teeth there. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of that going on. Not a lot, but more than you want in whiskey. I know that. Because you want zero. Zero is the amount that you want. And there's not zero of that. There's just a little, just a smidge. Like, you got to search for it, but it's there. It's not. So it's kind of like mint, a little, just a hint of, bile. Yeah, exactly, bile. It's just a hint of bile. A little bit of pepperiness. It's not the blend of flavor notes is not working for me. I mean, so honestly, yes. So John, I'm very, my wife says aggressive about the way I brush my teeth. Like, I like having very clean teeth. So I get all the way back there as far as I can. And I mean, I hate having bad breath. I never have, as far as I know. And so I try and clean as much of my mouth as I possibly can. So sometimes that leads to, a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. And also, Shred in the house. Cheers, buddy. I almost missed you there. Heck yeah, man. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, just a little vomity. Oh, there you go. It's Top Dogs Friday. Heck yeah, man. Winner, rye whiskey dinner. All right, where are we at here? So speaks for practice. Yeah. That's my Christian name, sure. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, let's figure out our top two here. Let's go back and forth on these. Man, both really nice noses. And I feel like I know what they are now, just based on the nose. Like, they're starting to open up now with air. Okay. That's really good. There's no off notes in this. It's a little, my only ding, if I had to ding it at all, is it's a little bit on the thin side. The finish kind of disappears fast, but the whole experience, though, aside from the finish being kind of short and it's a little on the thin side, great notes throughout. Just really sweet, kind of red fruits going on. Little bit of a pastry note, almost like a donut happening, which also kind of tells me what that probably is, because just thinking about the way I've reviewed that bottle, I feel like I know what that might be. Man, I got the hiccups like crazy right now. Okay, perfect, man. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so I'll probably be doing this for the next couple of Wednesdays. I'll do an early review and then do a Rye Bracket Battle, because I don't want the Rye thing to drag out for months and months. So I'll probably be doing this if I have the time and all that. Probably the next few Wednesdays until we get our Rye Bracket Battle thing done. Then, of course, the big live will, as always, be Friday. So now let's see comparatively, though, how this glass is. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I know what these two are. Mainly because they're so different from everything else that's down there. And they're so different from each other as well. That said, I would never have guessed that to be the winner. At least if I'm right. I think it's like this though. This has a better mouthfeel, a longer finish, really nice notes throughout. There might be a hint of dilliness if you have a very discerning palate. I'm not really getting much of that on this glass, but if I'm right about what this is, some people, may have described it that way fairly recently, actually. Man, I would not have thought when I put this together that this would place there if that's what I think it is. Anyway, let's do the reveal because we only got about 5 to 10 minutes before Bourbon Note goes on, so I don't want to cut into them too much. Let me just hit a little bit of chat here. Just got a black. It's freaking sweet, man. Yeah, let's griddle some shit, man. You doing like fajitas or like breakfast for dinner or cooking some? I mean, it's not my favorite way to do steaks, but if you want to do steaks on the griddle, you could, I suppose. Maybe do some chicken teriyaki. That's one of my favorite things to do on a griddle. Yeah, but nonetheless, whatever you're doing, man, griddles are cool stuff. Bourbon School also in the house. Dilly, dilly, dilly. And Shred. Malted rye certainly has a distinct profile. Yes, exactly. So that's the thing. I really like it, but it does stand out from the pack. And I'm pretty sure it's this guy right here. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see in just a second. Let's start from the bottom of the list here. Brian, good to see you, man. And for those of you that are not subscribed to Bourbon School, as well as we got any other channels in here? Well, Storytime, of course. I mean, you don't know Storytime. I feel like you do. Does have a channel here on YouTube, but also, of course, puts out fantastic whiskey, which most of us have enjoyed. For instance, this guy right here. Yeah, that bottle right there. It's about gone. I'm getting kind of sad because it's going to be gone here soon. And of course, this one as well. Shane, I have actually put a hurt on this. This bottle has opened up beautifully. One of my favorite finished Ryes. Ryes, that's not right. Finished bourbons. Anyway, yeah. So, mods, if you're in here and you can drop links, feel free to do so for Bourbon School and, of course, Storytime. And, of course, our Bourbon Note fellas that are going to be following us up here soon. Yeah, give them all the love, do all the YouTube things if you're not subscribed and held the likes and all that stuff. Why is there an eggplant emoji but no pickle? Phallic discrimination indeed, Shred. Someone needs to file a complaint with YouTube or whoever. When you need to learn, go back to school. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Sure Kitty. Appreciate that. All right, let's go through these here, see what's last and what's first. Last place, I have a feeling I know what this is, but maybe I'm wrong. We shall see. I'm guessing, let's see if I'm right. I'm guessing this is either the Russells or the Pursuit. I'm not sure which. We'll know in a second. Oh, well, okay, let's not break glasses. What is that? B. B is... Okay, so, I mean, I didn't really nail it, but it was one of the two things I said. So, Pursuit finishing last. I really thought that was going to do better. I seemed like I liked that when I first opened it, but now not as much, clearly. Hey, 4-Leaf Whiskey in the house. What's up? Also, John found the pickle emoji. Use cucumber. There you go. Stacy in the house. Cheers, Stacy. Good to see you. I imagine Stacy will be at the Kentucky meetup, the tailgate. And Stacy, are you going to Bourbon on the Banks? Feel free, if you are, then please let us know. There's going to be a lot of cool people there. And folks, if you can make it Bourbon on the Banks, it's going to be a blast. Just type Bourbon on the Banks, Bourbon on the Banks, into the Googles there, and it should come up. There's be a ton of whiskey tubers there, and lots of just whiskey personalities there as well. Just folks that we see all the time. And we're gonna finally get to all meet up, so it's gonna be a blast. So if you can make it to the Bourbon on the Banks, I recommend it. It's gonna be a blast. There's story time right there. Thank you for the link there, Sure Kitty. Go show Shane some love and sign up for their Authors Guild and all that good stuff. And, get yourself some of the bottles that were just showing off. And she is going to Bourbon on the Bank. So there you go. Just another fantastic whiskey tuber that will be there hanging out with the whole group there. The whole gang is going to be together. It's going to be a blast. All right, let's keep moving along here with our reveals. So 4th place is A, which means that means that regardless of what happens from here, 101 has beaten Russell's, which I kind of felt like was true. So that's Russell's A. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to justify the price of this. Like, I have to have it as a whiskey tuber, but otherwise, I don't dig it. It's not my thing. It is not my jam. It's okay, but I mean, this is like $80-ish around here. I don't think that's a good buy. Especially since I'm guessing, I'll see if I'm right. I'm guessing, yeah, okay. That's what I figured. So that is 101. So 101 finished third. 101 finished third. I could tell these were similar, but this was thinner, but still better. I don't know how that even happens. Like, how does this profile... Like, I don't know why this is so much more minty and weird, and this is so much more pleasant since it's the same distillate, I assume. But something happens in aging, I guess, or, now this is a single barrel, not a blended product like this, but maybe I just got a bad single barrel, although I've had a couple of these and they're not, I don't know. Yeah. Nonetheless, 101 beating Russell's, which is not super surprising because this is a hell of a bottle and this is just kind of and this is 20 to 25 and this is like 80. So yeah, in your rye shopping, something to keep in mind. Keep this on your bar. That's all I'm saying. All right, now top 2. Let's move these aside. The whiskey is also starting to work. The words are getting harder. The words are definitely getting harder. That cucumber looks like Lauren Babbitt got old. Lorena Bobbitt. Yeah, I almost forgot about her. That's why I said her name wrong. And then thank you for that. Lorena Bobbitt callback there. Good time, Shred. I've got a couple good bottles of Irish whiskey I'm bringing. Heck yes, Stacy. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing a lot of Texas stuff because that's kind of what I've been known for here lately. Even though I don't live there or anything, but, whatever. I'm going to bring some Texas stuff for all the peoples. All right. So then, what is our first place? And then we'll know our second. First place, I'm guessing it's Willet. Which is surprising to me, because if I had to guess, I would never have guessed that Willet would be moving on from this bracket. But, yeah. Yep, it's Willet. Now, maybe I just got a really great bottle or whatever. Maybe people are just wrong about Willet Rye. I don't know. But so these are the 2 that are moving on. Now, this one I was pretty sure would move on. I actually thought this was going to take first place. So that's kind of surprising to me. This just, like, side by siding them, this felt a little thin and the finish was almost non-existent. It just disappeared immediately. And then this was just a more full experience. The mouthfeel much better. Note-wise, I think this is probably better. It didn't have the oomph that the proof point of this has. And this isn't super high. It's 109.6. So, I mean, roughly 10 proof points higher. So not a crazy high Willet, but nonetheless, yeah. And I know I just said all kinds of things that, taken out of context are not great. But nonetheless, so these are the 2 that will be moving on Patreons for all of you that voted. Willet and New Riff Malted Rye moving on. Also, Wild Turkey 101 coming in third. Look at that. Beating out an $80 bottle and a $50 bottle. I would say unless you like a lot of mint, I wouldn't buy either of these, the Pursuit or the Russells. They're fine, but not amazing. Yeah, I don't think I'm even going to finish those, honestly. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see here. I'm just going to run through a little bit of chat, and I'm going to close down because I don't want to run into Bourbon Note. I'm sure they are firing up already, so I don't want to cut into their time. Weird, it's sliced on iPhone, but not on Google. Oh, I see. Interesting. First pour, Sagamore Rye pick, 6 year. Oh, very nice. Cool, Bauer. Cheers all. See ya on at the Bourbon. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. All right, move over there. Actually, mods, if you don't mind, any mod, if they could drop the link to the Bourbon Note, much appreciated. And JH saying I got a Willet Rye last weekend and was surprised how good it was. Yeah, man. Don't sleep on the Willet Ryes. They're good stuff. Anyway, head on over to Bourbon Note. I will be in chat over there in a little bit. Appreciate you all hanging out. And, of course, we'll see you Friday for the next round. The next round is going to be all of the barrel proofs. So we got JD. We got the Balcones. What else is in that? Anyway, we got a lot of high-proof ryes in that battle. So it's going to be a good one. Hopefully I'll still be talking and walking by the end of it. Anyway, we'll see you guys Friday. Appreciate y'all. Love you. And cheers to all you Patreons. You guys are the best. And we'll see you on the next one. We're out, people. Well, I mean, we'll